I was working as a people greeter at Walmart during the 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift. It wasn't actually my job, but the actual people greeter had gotten sick, and I was chosen to step in for her. It was a very slow night, and we only had like 5 customers after 2 a.m. This one homeless dude had been standing about 10 feet away from me, watching me all night. I was slightly creeped out, but bored, and I decided to try and be friendly to him. He first started talking to me about all the places he's been before. I realized that for every minute he talked, he was stepping closer and closer to me. The closer he got, the worse he smelled, and the more messed up his stories got. He told me about Hurricane Katrina, about burning down a building once just to see if he could get away with it, and about catching and eating ravens, describing the taste in detail. By the time he got to the ravens, he was standing less than a foot away from me, and his voice had gradually lowered into a whisper. Oh God, his teeth and his weird lazy eye. I made up an excuse to leave, and told the manager to kick the guy out. I felt bad, and as he was being escorted out, he glared at me with this look, like he thought I had betrayed him. I was sweaty and nervous for the rest of the night, worried that he might come back. So, this won't make a ton of sense at first, but I'll fill in some details I only found out much later in life. When I was maybe 5 or 6, my dad was playing in the orchestra, so I was home with my mom and siblings. I was getting ready for bed when the huge oak front door slammed open and the burglar alarm went off. My mom picked up me and my siblings and scooted us under a table. She looked frantic and said to my older sister, "Stay here, and if you hear anything, take your brothers and run to the neighbors. Don't stop, no matter what you hear or see." The cops came and found nothing. It turns out my mom had a stalker. Not just any stalker, a criminally insane stalker. She was at the time working as a forensic psychologist. She had a patient she'd been interviewing who had developed an obsession with her and had just been released. In the past week, he had somehow tracked her down, which was a lot more difficult in '92, and had begun to leave flowers and notes on our doorstep. Nothing else ever came of it, but that was the first time in my life I realized that adults aren't really in control. I'd never seen my mom afraid before. In many ways, that experience helped me realize that grown-ups are just as vulnerable as children to the dangers of the world. I used to work at a gas station for third shift. One night, a customer I had never seen before had come in and asked to use the phone. I was already behind and let him use the phone despite being told not to. He told me he was calling a cab because his ride wasn't coming for him anymore, and he didn't want to walk the 30 miles home. I gave the stranger the phone, and he called the cops. He told the cops that he was schizophrenic and was hearing voices. He stated that the voices were telling him to kill people, and he was a danger to himself and others. He handed me back the phone and sat outside. I locked the door on him, and within 5 minutes, 3 cop cars and an ambulance came and took him away. I don't need to deal with that being the only one on shift at 3 a.m. When I was 11, my dad went away on a business trip and my mom skipped work to watch me. Night came, and I was scared of the dark. Mom tucked me into her bed and told me she would be back in a few minutes. She left all the lights on for me, and I was able to close my eyes for a bit. I heard the bedroom door open, and the lights flick off, and her walk to the other side of the bed. I didn't feel her get under the sheets. About 10 seconds passed, and the bedroom door opened again. I kept my eyes closed, and this time felt my mom go under the bedsheets and hug me. I was confused out of my mind, and I felt a slight kick from under the bed. My mom felt it too, and got out to go check. She pulled up the sheets slightly and told me everything was fine. She got back into bed with me and whispered in my ear, "Run for the door." I started to cry. She counted to 3, and we both ran for it. It was some crazy homeless woman. Mom had forgotten to lock the front door. I was 18 and delivering pizzas. The last call came in at about 1 a.m., and I was about to be done for the night. I arrived to find the house dilapidated. As I headed up to the door, I heard someone say, "Hey." I turned to my right, and there was this bony, shirtless old man. "That's my pizza," he said. He snatched it and immediately started eating. "You're very handsome." I said, Thanks? I need the money for the pizza." Yeah, I keep it in the trailer. I'm not allowed in the house while the kids are home." This is commonly referred to as a red flag, but I was 18 and stupid. I followed him across the property to the trailer. He opened the door, and the scent nearly gagged me. "Why don't you come in?" "I'm good. I just need the money, thanks." "You really should come in here." "Nope." I turned and ran, and he picked up a shovel and chased after me. I Luke Duked it across the car and got out. My boss and I called the cops, and added the place to our long blacklist.